Hello guys, I'm Libluini and this is another turn in our More Money, More Problems 2 Multiplayer Dominions 4 session. Wow, that was long. And we have already started this turn. Here I'm looking at my magic research. Kind of mixed really. But most of the spells I want I have. And I'm researching fast enough that whatever is left should be only a matter of a couple turns. This or this? Here I'm probably going to call Greater Devas soon, since I'm mostly deaf, and with many death paths and a couple fire paths it's easy to call those monsters. And yes, a new global is going up. I think How Are You already told you all about it, so I'm skimping on it. And we captured Mictlan's fortress and killed all his mages and losing only one of us. That's like 23 to 25 mages for one of us. Not bad. Let's keep a closer look on what happened here. Yeesh, I still have all those mammoths. I have to do something to kill them off soon, or there will be a large liability. Well, now the mages of Mictlan are powering themselves up and ours are casting tons of skeletons. So anyway, even if our troops run away, as long as our mages stay, the battle will continue thanks to our skeleton army. Yes, cast sleep. That will really help against undead skeletons, you fools. I don't even know if this is still a leftover script from Mictlan's old player or if it's the AI trying its best. Sleep clouds. Now that's actually a little bit better since I still have living mammoths. Too bad that my flyers can just fly right through the sleep clouds. And while my mammoths are hampered quite badly by the sleep clouds, as soon as my skeletons march through, this will be over in a minute. And I of course still have my flyers sitting around there, doing shit. My mammoths keep moving, except for the one or two running into the wall and getting stuck. I don't know why that happens, but I've seen something like this in multiple battles by now. If the entry point is too clogged and shit like this happens and units just try to walk into the wall. While Dominion's AI is right stupid. So the funny thing here is most of the enemy mages either ran away or got killed by my archers. It's a good thing about archers with rings, even if they are short range they can just hop a little bit closer and then nail everyone. They're not as good as crossbows, but hey, I don't think they are flying crossbows, so I take what I can get. And we already won. That was a short battle. Rooted. There's not a single one left alive on the battlefield. That was fast. Well, stuff like this happens if you don't have enough chaff for your mages, and if your mages are kind of outclassed by their enemy counterparts. Some random events, nothing important. We killed one of Bogoro's scouts and we lost one of our own scouts, again to Mictlan. And we already breached another. Yes, our attack here went really well, and we can now breach this castle too. Of course, this army has only tons of chaff and mammoths, and not exactly many mages except 2 priests to make my iron hail archers do their thing. But it should be enough. The last remnants of Mictlan's army are in the capital and that other fortress over there. And I think it looks like, yes, Bogaros is marching down south, but he won't be in time to get the capital. The capital will be mine. Now, let's see here. Ah yes, building temples to push out Mictlan's rest dominion. And that's it, I think, for this part of the map. Well, I can do some preaching, I guess. Well, I guess after I storm that northern swamp fort, I can close in on the capital. Yes, I've claimed that one. And it's time to move reinforcements over there. And Jomon is finally defeated and gone. Now the ocean provinces are open for the taking again, which is kind of cute considering I lost the 2 armies I had ready for the ocean, so I have to start over again. The oceans are kind of a pain if you're a flying race of air dudes. At least we have some mages, I think, with water paths, but not that many. Earlier ages of Kalom have basically the Ira Seraph, who has 2 air and 1 water. And if you have enough gems, then you can give them stuff to water breathe. And then you have some kind of half-assed underwater mage. You can, as a land nation, you can't build anything underwater. I mean, you can build temples and labs, but no fortresses. Only underwater nations or special nations like Jomon can build fortresses underwater. Kind of dumb, but well, that's how the cookie crumbles here. So even if I somehow can throw together a 3rd underwater army, I will have to do this the hard way, because I can only take castles already there and not build my own. That's it. Thanks to Jomon and Mictlan, there are tons of underwater fortresses I can take over. I just had to somehow get underwater. And I hope you are not hearing my cat. She is kind of begging for my, what's the English word for Aufmerksamkeit? Shit. Well, she just wants that I pet her and stuff. Oh, fuck it. My English is leaving me again. Anyway, back to the game. I'm still not really sure what I can do with my pretender here now that there is no threat anymore. I'm guessing I could, well, give him a ring of regeneration. I should look up if I have a nature mage hidden away somewhere, because that would be awesome. Anyway, no reason for him to sit in this random coastal fort, so I'm moving him back to Jomon, my 2nd capital down south. You know, I just noticed how funny it is that I have 1 capital at my northern border and 1 at my southern border. Hell, with Mictlan that would be my 3rd capital on my western border. I guess then I would just need Pangaea itself on the eastern side, and I would have basically 1 major capital on each cardinal point of the map. Kind of funny, but at this point I was talking to Pangaea and we kind of decided to not attack each other and stuff, since we saw Bogarus as a greater threat. Of course, at this point I still haven't, let's just say, I didn't want to be completely friendly to Pangaea. It's like with Bogarus, it's more like aliens of convenience in his case, he is basically protected by this stupid choke point. So as long as I can't just go underwater to surprise him from the south, that's it. And he has similar troubles. He needs to go underwater or through the choke point to reach me, so battle between us would be kind of a headache. Strategically. Tactically, of course, I've noticed that he tends to be a bit lazy with his scripting. Well, I'm the same sometimes, but at least try to keep my fuck-ups against people who really know about their stuff, and try to keep up with the basics like magic artillery barrages of 50 plus mages killing everything in sight, protected by chaff guarding them, and not, well, not to say I'm perfect or anything. I remember playing underwater nations, I keep fucking things up because I'm not really accustomed to the short ranges of many combat spells underwater, and Dominion's AI being completely stupid, you get situations where all your 20 or 30 mages stand around doing nothing but buffing themselves with some random spells instead of obeying their scripting, just because the enemy happens to be standing like 1 foot too far away for them. So in the underwater you have then to do stupid things like marching your mages forward into danger just so they can actually hit something. In essence, underwater is not my forte. I prefer playing in a way which allows me to have my beloved magic artillery howling fire and brimstone down on the enemies. The irony here is, with air magic, this works out quite well, since Thunderstrike is a very good spell with enormous range, and it is evocation 4, so easy to get comparatively. Compare this to the fire and ice versions. Well, the ice or water version would be Falling Frost, and while it has the potential to do more damage, it also can be negated by having lots of armor on your troops, since it isn't armor negating or penetrating. So, and to make matters worse, it's also level 5 instead of 4 in evocation, so it's harder to get and isn't as good. Kind of stupid. And you can't even buff your water mages as easily. The spell to make your level 2 water mages into level 3s on the battlefield only works underwater, and underwater it's impossible to use Falling Frost. Kind of dumb. It's kind of weird how air magic is so superior in many cases. Ah yes, and the fire version of the spell is literally called Falling Fires, and while there is some weaker versions of the spell available on lower levels, Falling Fires 2 is level 5 and can be negated by stuff like rain, making fire magic worse and stuff. And again, it's harder to get. And the other spells who work similar are either like Fireball and Flare, have either shorter range, do less damage, or have some other drawback. Flare, for example, is hard to cast and tires mages out enormously. Of course, there's also Pillars of Fire, which is essentially a fire version of Thunderstrike, with the same, with high damage, long range, and stuff. And ironically, it's something absurd like level 8 evocation, so in most games you never get to use Pillars of Fire. The only thing which makes Pillar of Fire clearly superior to Thunderstrike is you only need 2 levels in fire to cast it, and not 3 levels in air like Thunderstrike. That's it. And for this you get it only at Evocation 8, which is, well, one of those things that makes you consider that maybe the devs hate fire magic something fierce. If I'd had to redo this, I would try to take at least one of the lower level fire spells away because of redundancy, and then I would move Pillars of Fire maybe down to level 6 and compensate by making it level 3 to cast. Oh wow. That's something I have to do. Hey Zeus! Okay, that's done with. Let's take a look of our nation overview. Well, we have lots of stuff, and it's not really an overview since it's more confusing than helping. Especially since our empire is so large now. In thrones, well, we only have one. But I guess we can steal some from Bogarus when the war starts. And at least we get some sorely needed water and astral gems from that one throne. That's here we see some of us are AI, some are already defeated, but there are still an astonishing amount of human players. I totally forgot that's that many. And now this turn is over. Let's continue this next time, hopefully with less cat screams. Diploini out.